Oh shit. We back. We are back at it again. And these Targaryens are just as messy and delicious as they've always been. Teffy Wonder, did you watch it?
Oh, you know I fucking did.
Oh, look, they already talking about blood and cheese. What is good, y'all? That Targussy was extra moist tonight. Listen, this is the new format, folks. We're gonna set some things. We got some people that we pulling on, and we got we doing things a little bit different for season 2 of House of Dragon. First and foremost, I'm your boy King Kurt, live, ruler of all the Andals, first son of his name, greatest black man ever alive, fourth smartest geek of the multiverse, and avid Game of Thrones fan. And to the right of me, hand to the king. Teffy, would you like to introduce yourself?
Listen, what's up, guys? It is at Teffy Wonder here, your wonderful melanated mocha fire merjoin. Listen, we're here for rights and their motherfucking war crimes. So don't start your shit.
Yeah. There's definitely a lot of genocide going around this motherfucker. We are live.
I will be insufferable and leaning into it. So
yeah. So we are live on Instagram and Twitter, which we didn't do last year. Also, we're going to be bringing up other people. Me and Teffy held down all of season 1 on our own, but for these live reacts, we want to get some other avid fans on this John and have our little King's Council as well. So, another one of our what they call that boy, the chairman of the coin, whatever.
The master of coin.
Thank you. So the official master of coin for Targussy, I feel like they should be just so devious with a hint of mischievousness because they love money and statuesque in nature. trustworthy, but gotta keep a good eye on these motherfuckers. Kind of like a siren that sings songs sweet into the king's ear. But keeps that knife close to his kidney. Joining us. Hey, look who it is.
Lady Sirington.
Oh no. Oh, God, of the House of Vixen.
Man, say Queen of Blackwater Bay. Hey.
Listen, the master of coin. Thank you. Yes. And also we have to have a little bit of a moral compass when you're dealing with the what is it? The seven? What is it? It's 7 of them motherfuckers, ain't it? 7 gods.
Yes.
I be trying to remember all this shit. It's a lot of lore. It's a lot of lore.
Are we making him? He's Grand Archmaester. Grand.
Yes, he's the. So, as the moral compass to the king, the one that keeps him on the true path of righteousness and morality while dealing in depravity themselves, the Archmaester. And you know what? I apologize. No, I'm actually fucking up. He changed his name. He got his own title. Ain't this a bitch?
As he should.
Well, guess what? Well, I guess we got to call him Lord Commander. So you watching the wall? That's what we doing?
No, I'm guarding the queen. I'm guarding
the queen.
Guarding.
Yeah, we saw how the Lord Commander guards the queen.
She had that little.
Can you really? I mean, it ain't hard to protect her when the legs are in the air. You right there. Woo. Okay. All jokes aside, House of the Dragon premiere tonight at 9:00. We hope to go live by 10:15 on Sundays. We're not going to be on this joint long. We just want to give our first reactions. And then, of course, Targussy will be continuing on Tuesdays at 9:30 or 9. I forget what it is. 9 or 9:30. Either way.
No later than 9:30.
Yeah, no later than 9:30 for Targussy Tuesdays. I know Tubi Tuesdays, for all my Tubi Tuesdays fans, Tubi Tuesdays is just going to move up a little bit, about a half an hour earlier, but it's now Targussy Tuesdays and Tubi Tuesdays. So we're giving you a lot in one day. But aside from that,
tatas.
But aside from that, I want to give people a quick opportunity to introduce themselves. As always, Siren by Night. Could you please?
Well, tonight I am Lady Sirenton of the House Vixen. But I am also your queen of extra, your sultan of shenanigans, your diva of debauchery, and the official HBIC of Unicorn Strain No Chaser.
And of course, Lord Commander Joe.
Lord Commander Joe.
Why is it an English accent?
Because they all talk with English accents. This all happened in Britain, circa 1995. So
I feel like that timeline's wrong. But go ahead. Go off.
I'm Lord Commander Joe. Guardian of
the Queen's giblets.
I was gonna say Guardian of the Targussy.
Yeah. Yes. Hey, you have what? Is she? She's not Targaryen.
No,
she's a high tower, but I know.
I mean, it sounds good.
No, in the words of my the
Targaryen mother, she's a Targaryen because she was married to
Viserys.
Yeah.
But guess what? In the words of the MVP of this episode, fuck the high towers.
Whoa, was it an MVP?
Yes.
I mean, he accomplished his purpose, but like, are we like behind that? Are we like,
no. I just said he's the MVP of that episode. He made it relevant.
Ooh.
Let's talk about this.
Wow.
First reactions, best, worst. Let's start off with best, worst. Teffy.
Okay.
Best, worst.
Best. Ooh. Rhaenys.
Okay.
Rainice being like, nigga, dude, you're not the boss of me.
Oh, damn it. Oh, yeah. He was like, that's an order. Oh, if only you was the king, bitch.
The fuck
You would love some shit like that.
No.
Okay, what was the worst?
The worst? Probably Helena telling the literal future and everybody just being like, girl, why are you so weird? Like,
Oh, yeah.
They're like, whatever. She's just talking again.
right there,
Like,
she
she didn't get
know
the
her
whole
weird
thing
girl
about-
shit.
She didn't figure out the whole thing with the dragon coming up under the floor last season. Nobody paid attention to her. She was like,
No, and saying that Eamon would have to close an eye to get a dragon.
oh my God.
Yes. She told the future the entire season.
She's like 10-0 on predictions.
But she definitely gives me like
You know the episode good.
on a spectrum.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, absolutely. That's why
you know the episode good when Teffy got to wipe the titty sweat off. She was like, she was like, God damn.
No, I told Gina I was stomping around my room like.
So, Siren by Night, best worst.
Well, I have to agree with Tuffy that Rainice was the best for me. Cause like, get the fuck up out my face. I'm tired. When she said, if only you would be king, and walked away from him, that was top tier for me. The worst would be her finding the remains of her son. Rhaenyra's finding the remains of her son.
Well, hold on, G. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Did she find the remains of the son, or was that the dragon that she found?
So technically, she finds remains, but not his body.
Right.
Just
right.
confirmation of death.
It's right.
Yeah.
Confirmation of death.
Gotcha.
She found the dragon's wings. She found, it looks like some clothing,
Mhm.
and just that pain. And then when she was embracing her other son, and he walked in like that was it. Like I definitely
He tried to give his.
It made me cry. I ain't even.
Yeah, he tried to do his due diligence. Yes. He was like, you gotta send a dragon to the veil. They killed my brother.
Yeah, that made me cry. I ain't even gonna lie. I was like real triggered. Like, all right, not the first episode. Y'all got me crying already. Like,
no, but that goes back to my boy Eamon when he was like, while the mother grieves, the queen shirks her duties. I was like, damn.
Cold-blooded.
Cold fucking blooded.
Oh.
But cold-blooded. But I love that when she walked into the council, he put his head to her. Listen, put his head to hers like, we here. What's up? It's up now, nigga.
Did you find what you needed? She nodded. Okay.
All right, we about that.
And then he turned around and fucked up.
Well, or did
he?
Well, here's my again. I hate rooting for incest, but these people aren't right. Like they not all together there. That mixing of the bloodlines is not. All right, Addison, best worst.
The best is Allison Hightower's sword riding technique. Wow, immaculate. Who knew?
She was getting it.
It was a rhythm to it.
She was getting it. It was like, okay,
yo,
better.
Yo,
the worst is her trying to keep it a secret when everybody in the castle already knows.
My man,
the doors aren't locked. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, why aren't the doors locked?
The doors aren't locked.
Bro, why my man came up to her, he was like, I tried to see you before the small council, but your handmaiden told me you were indisposed. He was like, nigga, get to the report.
No, he said it's so indisposed.
You know what's funny? I love scenes like that where somebody's got to eat pussy from the front. Like, what? When they first saw, because that just looks better on camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
that was up to his eyebrows in it, though.
Listen,
wasn't he like full armor?
Yeah.
Armor?
Yeah. That was one of those. That was one of them Bill Clinton-esque. I'm stressed. Hey, you. Because, down in sniper position, that's a long shot. That's 2 body lengths long. That's a wide shot. Doing it like that, you could just, yeah.
And under a petticoat.
Wow.
Listen, he ate it so good, knocked the stockings off. Like,
So I guess let me see. Best worst for me. To me, so this episode was a little slow, just a little. This is skosh, but I know this is again where last season ended.
Before the storm.
Right.
Yeah. This is the setup. This is all the okay. Here, let's get you caught up to what's going on behind the scenes. Everybody knows that
Yeah.
she lost her son.
It was like take a breath. We're gonna take a beat. Because then, like, I think aren't we going to like Harren Hall next episode or whatever?
Right.
Like,
you have to allow a pause for grief.
Oh yeah.
I think for me, the best fucking moment is the Night's Watch commander turning. He saying, "Do you think my ancestors built a 700-foot wall of ice to keep out wildlings and creatures?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Well, what is it?" And the best line, in my opinion, is, "Well, what is it keeping out? Death."
Yeah.
And we know that to be the White Walkers.
Mm-hmm.
And we don't get to see that come to fruition to generations later. It's disheartening, man. Man. Two. Okay, I'm cheating. I'm gonna do two, because the other one was the twin when he was like, "I took the same oath that they took.
That was
We're supposed to." He said, "We're supposed to protect the whole of the royal family. What do we do when they turn on each other?"
Yeah. That's a good one.
Yeah, that's a dope ass line, because we talk about it all the time. How do things fall apart if you're a house divided? Even for what we do in business and life and all of that. All right, Chauncey said that was Cregan Stark. Thank you. I appreciate you, Chauncey. No matter what you do, if you have unrest within your home, because the king even said it. Well, they got dragons. Well, I got bigger dragons. Well, what we fitting to do? Because nobody's going to win in a war of dragons.
Well, that's the sad part, is that we are so invested, but we ultimately know how it all turns out.
Yeah, Lamont. He said when he said, they brought my peoples up here, and the dragons didn't even want to go over there."
He said they stopped and was like, "Nah, bro.
I'm cool."
And Faye said, and the introductions to major lines in game storylines in the Game of Thrones era. Because by the time Game of Thrones comes around, we hear a lot about the Targaryens and whatnot, but really it's the destruction of their line being rebuilt up with the last descendants.
Daenerys and her brother when Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it was only the two of them, right?
That's it.
That's crazy.
They're gonna be gone.
It's literally the end of their family.
And I guess the worst for me was kicking that goddamn dog. I hated that shit. What the fuck did dog do to you?
Didn't do nothing.
Did he say he was fighting pits? Did he say that, or was
he said fighting dogs and bones.
I said, what the dog do? The dog was like, "Damn, bitch, I done came up here with y'all."
Listen, after he was like, "Bring the dog," for him to kick the shit out of the dog was crazy.
That guy looked like the Mountain from Game of Thrones. And he kicked the hound.
Oh,
Bars.
Addison, that's gonna be on Twitter tomorrow. Seeing Winterfell was awesome, and knowing how they used to only send condemned people, but then they made it like an honor. 1 in 10 men go to the wall.
That's what it used. So that's kind of how it starts out. Like what we're seeing is still 200-300 years before the storyline in Game of Thrones. So back when going up to the wall was an honor. Like, because there's still people in the north who still remember the first men.
They still treat it as an honor.
They still treat it as an honor. It like devolves into what it is in Game of Thrones.
And can we just say the Starks are the best human beings in all of Game of Thrones? And
for the most part.
True.
I'm just saying, he clapped a few cheeks. But no, it wasn't even his master. He took Ned. We started Game of Thrones with Ned, and Ned has been the high bar of everything Game of Thrones since.
Yeah, we got to get him out of here.
Yeah. Ned was so good, they had to off him. I'm just keeping it.
That's how I fell in love with Game of Thrones. When they killed him, I was like, this shit is crazy.
I thought he was a main character. They was like, no, don't get attached to
Anybody.
nobody.
Definitely don't get attached to Sean Bean in a movie or television
Absolutely.
show.
Yeah, he dies in everything.
He died. He's gonna die.
So I guess now, if we take it from beginning to end, we understand that the queen has been gone for many days, obviously grieving. And they make a very good point of saying that it is very hard to truly get over grief without confirmation of death. Because nothing's worse than hearing that your loved one is gone, but you have not seen the physical evidence of such. And without getting too much on it, because I don't want to be triggering to anybody that's out there, because death is a very hard thing, especially with grief. But to watch her go through that emotional process, and then it flash kind of not, I don't want to say flash forwards, but by the time we watch long enough, we see what she was out there doing. She was watching the shorelines, waiting for something, anything, and she got it.
Yeah,
I think it was a.
Do you think, and maybe you can talk about this later, do you think they keep doing this with Damon where they cut away, they don't confirm stuff? Do you think Damon had anything to do with setting that up so that she would see it?
I didn't feel like that.
No.
So, I didn't feel like that at all.
So one of the scenes that they cut from the season finale, from the first season, is Damon finding. So what happens in the book is that they find pieces of his remains, like wash up the shore, like his saddle and stuff washes up on their shores. And what they shot for the show was Damon finding like those first pieces of like, it's like an arm and like a piece of like his cloak. So, and they actually show Damon grieving for Lucerys because he does love those are her stepsons. He actually gives a shit about them. And he's not just in it like for the glory and to get on the throne and blah, blah, blah. Like it's fucked up and weird, but that's his family. He does give a shit about them. And he does like, he grieves silently, like away from like other people's eyes. And they cut that from the first season. I guess because they wanted to give you that like that bomb ass ending.
And it was a bomb ass
They
ending.
come a lot colder on the show than he actually.
Yeah.
They make him almost, and it's weird because they almost make him out to be like this monster. But I'm sorry, scenes like when he put like little gestures like that love he shows when he put his head to hers, I was like, okay, that's the humanity of him.
Yeah,
I don't think he's a monster.
Complexity of a person where, yes, in a lot of ways he is cold, but there is a underlying love there. It's just that he has made some missteps, and that's what's going to make them fall out.
Yeah, because some people don't grieve out loud. Some people grieve by killing other people.
Yeah. And Rhaenys, what she says to Damon is really poignant because you gotta remember that's her daughter she's talking about, who was his wife pregnant with his baby, and he loved her. So for her to be like, nah, you remember when my daughter died? Yeah, it wasn't real for me until I had to see her remains, bitch, because you had my daughter die in a foreign land away from my fucking family. Like,
but see, that's why I thought Damon had something to do with that. She said that to him, and then a few scenes later, Rhaenyra finds physical evidence, physical proof that her son is dead. And I thought
that would be
it gave him the idea. Yeah,
that's what I thought. That's what I thought.
I see what you're saying, but I don't know. I didn't get that feeling at all.
Okay.
No, that would be almost impossible to set up. Lucerys died in a storm.
Right.
Sea, like hundreds of miles away. Like, if he could have set that up, he'd have brought that to her in the beginning of the episode.
And
like,
just
he could have given her that piece to like grieve and move forward. He would have done that for her because remember, he does love her.
And
well,
this
Lamont,
is
hold on. Lamont and FJ made a very good point. Remember, he is the war-torn, battle-tested gangster of the series. A lot of times those characters aren't the outwardly lovey-dovey, because he like, look, I'm out here waging this war while she over here crying. We ain't got time for all that. So I get it. It plays to the character's point. Gina, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, it's fine. I was just going to say this is why we have viewings in real life, because that way you can accept that the person is really gone and begin to process it. When you don't see the body, is almost like it's not real, and they're off somewhere else.
And that's one of the reasons why, after confirmation of death, then they had the funeral.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, and even then, because they didn't have a body, they burned specific things that were akin to
like pictures of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it again, no one's going to be mad at this woman seeking vengeance against the people who killed her son, and especially after she was declared the rightful heir, because all of this is about the claim to throne. And of course, another dumbass king is sitting up here trying to play. He gives me Joffrey vibes, but not as
right.
I don't know.
Not as malicious. Just just not fully understanding the gravity of what he's doing. And of course, Otto is in there trying to raise him up in the way that he's supposed to, but
but that's because Viserys was like, "Oh, I got a boy now. Like, my job here is done." But he didn't actually really like he loved his children, but outside of Rhaenyra, he didn't raise up any of his other children. So Aegon just being like, one, nigga, I didn't want to be here, so I'm finna have the most fun while I'm here that I can. And I was like, respect.
and to me, is the character that is advising Queen Hightower. You remember he said, basically, I didn't sussed out all the rats or the people who were traitors to us, and they no longer breathe the same air as us. Does he give you the vibes of what was it, the spider? Varys.
He's a snake. I don't trust him at all.
Yeah.
That's what I think of, but
what's his end game? Like,
he killed his own father and brother, which is crazy.
Yeah, but again, see, Otto did fuck shit to get his kids in line to be king.
Yeah.
You get what I mean? Is he trying to get in the Otto's lane because that's where he pulled?
I think that's what he wants to do.
Ultimately,
Varys doesn't actually have any fucking kids. Like, he was his dad's least preferred child, and then doesn't have any kids of his own because of his club foot. Like, sir.
Yeah.
He's the equivalent of the hand, except for the queen.
Right.
Yeah.
And I get it, because Game of Thrones is always about the ever revolving person who sits on the throne, and those that gain power, wealth, and whatnot. Like when he told the bull, like, give my son a pony ride, I'm like, see, this is
get your badass fucking son.
Yeah.
So one in the after show, they say that it's like Aegon is trying to be more of a father to Jaehaerys than Viserys was to him, even though he's being an immature dickhead about it. Like, that's his way of, like, he's trying to bring his son into these meetings and actually raise him up, unlike what his father did, which was just leave him to his own fuck ass devices. So that was his way of, like, being like, oh no, this is fine, it's fine. Like the moms who don't like fucking keep watch over their kids.
Lamont, wow, he said his end game is her feet. He's a wild boy. Yeah, I forgot he got a foot fetish. Yes, thank you. Yes, Littlefinger. That's who I'm thinking of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he's giving me Littlefinger vibes, and we know how Littlefinger ended up. That was probably one of my more satisfying deaths.
Very much so.
Because when Sansa and her sister got, and they was like, nigga, this gang, this fam up here. He was like, oh, wait a minute.
I believe my sister asked you a question.
Yeah.
That's when Sansa redeemed herself for me, because she annoyed the fuck out of me the entire show. But then that was like, okay, now you have a redeeming quality.
Yeah. That's what she really felt queenly to me. I guess, she was
befitting of her title finally.
Well, because here's my thing, Tev. One thing that I don't like about Game of Thrones sometimes is the overuse of the stereotype. Like they show women being strong, but always and I guess it's just a sign of the time. But they always seem so weak or easily manipulated by men as long as they fucking. You get what I mean?
Well, Sansa was just really, I'm here to be a queen. Like that's all I'm here to be pretty. I'm here to be taken care of.
Yeah,
that's all she ever wanted.
She was like, I want to be a trophy wife.
Right. And Arya was more like, fuck that. I'm out here.
Yeah. I don't want to bear children. I don't want to be a wife.
Sansa had to learn hard lessons because she was just like, oh, I expect somebody to take care of me. And then it was like, but bitch, you not in that situation. Right. But she was always looking to people, looking and expecting people to take care of her. And it was like,
or come save her.
Exactly.
Wasn't she was raised that way, right? Wasn't she raised to sort of be a queen? They tried to do that with Arya and she didn't take to it.
No. She was like, where's that sword fighting at, nigga? That's what I'm trying to get down on this.
But that's where Ned was a good dad because he was like, nah, give her a sword. It's fine.
Oh, yeah. Did y'all catch a hint of that? He was not happy about her getting her box ate.
No, those his feet.
No.
Those are his feet. Ain't nobody supposed to be eating a box. He's supposed to be in there on toes. Baby.
I want them toes.
Now you gotta find a new way to become hand of the king.
I love that. Allison.
He want to be the foot to the queen. That's why.
I love that Allison didn't address it. He was like, I heard that you was in disposal. She was like, nigga, what you want?
Yeah, that's it. I can see Tess going there.
Either. Who the fuck are you?
I was stressed. What's the report though?
Exactly.
I want to discuss a scene. Allison is getting ready to take a bath. One of the bath maidens come over, pours some kind of sand or mixture into the bowl. She looks at it real hard, and then she dismisses everybody out of the room. And she's like, I'm going to wash myself. Is this the path of her feeling like she can't trust everybody? Because do y'all remember that? Do y'all recall the scene?
I remember the scene.
It wasn't that. It was like the handmaiden starts like scrubbing her hand all weird.
Okay.
And it to me, it was her being like, oh, these are all like the bold Lara Strong's bitches in here. Like her feeling like exposed in a way. Cause like now she was like, oh, I can't trust nobody in here because he put all these bitches around me. So they're gonna report back anything to him.
Oh, because he did say I picked your staff out.
Yeah, I personally handpicked your staff. So she was like, nah, get out. Get out.
You know what, Taffy, thank you for that. Because I forgot that she also has a sense of distrust for him. She realizes he's a tool to be used.
Right.
But she ain't really fucking with him either.
I mean, that nigga can't fuck. The fuck?
He a little bit, oh, man.
And then I was like, also, I would want to be by myself after I just got my box ate. I had to go run to this meeting real quick. Let me sit here and scrub this man off of me more alone.
He said, I can wash my own coochie thing.
Okay.
Not me. I literally am trying to get wealthy enough to have some Nubian woman come out of the water, and all I want, that's when I know I have made it. When I hear the royal penis is clean, Your Highness, I've made it.
Surviving King Kurt live.
Don't be like that.
That's where we're headed at. Okay. He made me wash his penis with rose.
I ain't make you do nothing. That wasn't a job description. Teffy's got to write it up based on HR demographics.
Why Teffy got to write it up?
Damn, that was the best answer.
Yes.
All right. So, okay, Phaedra gives some insight. Allison is an idiot. She swears she's making some fire moves. Nah, bitch, you're making a mess. You had him remove all the folks you can't trust. Now you got motherfuckers you don't know and you really can't trust. Damn.
They gonna report back to him and he gonna be like, how are her feet looking?
Right.
Chauncey was like, Allison was like, dude, I got a new man. Where's my report? And Laris was jealous of her. And Lord Corliss relationship with
supposed
her?
to be Cole, sir. It's Sir Christian Cole.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that what the boy name is?
Yeah, his Lord Corliss is the black guy with the dreads.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot going on in this, and I want to kind of fast forward to the king taking on our first time seeing him basically be a king, sit on the throne, listen to the issues and the problems, and sort this shit out. First impression of the king.
I actually was surprised that he seemed kind
Yeah.
towards the small folks.
It almost made him likable.
Yeah. And that Otto was going out of his way to derail that.
So I think the problem is Otto has the experience, and Aegon was like I said, he's treating this like, oh well, I'm gonna have fun and I want people to like me. He's the personality hire at his job. So he get in there and he like, oh, we took your sheep. No, that's fine. We'll get your sheep back. And Otto is like, bitch, we can't get them sheep back. Look what the dragons gonna eat. And he like, oh.
Well,
but it showed that he had the capability to be compassionate.
Yes, which I didn't think he had initially.
Right. Yeah. So I was surprised at that.
Go ahead, Addison.
I mean, he even defies Otto, like in the same scene where Otto was about to turn around and tell him not to pay the Smiths money ahead of time. He was like, our war is going to be won by helping out the small folk. And Otto had to turn right back around.
Yeah.
And here is the you saw Daenerys go through that in Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
When she was learning to be queen.
But you notice he didn't actually say definitively that they will get paid ahead of time. He's like, you know what? You absolutely right. Y'all gonna get y'all money. He didn't say he was gonna give it to them ahead of time. He was like, y'all will absolutely be paid because our war is won on the backs of the little people. That's why Otto stepped down and was like, oh, you getting it now. You learn it.
It's politician talk.
But go ahead, Addison. You were saying that.
Well, I was saying it mirrors the scene when Daenerys was faced with, taking requests from the people in, where was that land where she was overseas?
Volantis, I think it was, because she had taken over like the slavers' bay.
Yeah. Then she rescued them all, but now she had to actually be queen. Yeah. And the guy came to her and was like, "Yeah, your dragon ate my sheep."
No, and your dragon burnt my daughter alive.
oh yeah, that's right. It was way worse. Oh my God. Yeah, but she had to hear those requests and grant them, and the message there was different because she was trying to learn how to be a kind ruler.
Yeah, but also when you set people free, when you break the wheel, the problem is the wheel worked the way that it did when you can't just tear down a system and not replace it with anything. So it was learning to rule and actually follow through.
Well, there's a saying that said it's easier to be a conqueror than a king.
Yeah,
you could take over the thing, but now can you run it? Can you step up and keep the system of things going so that there isn't a law? One of the things that I took away from that particular scene was the fact that this is how shitty kings are made. Sometimes, a lot of times, these people want to do what we as normal human beings think, well, that's an easy fix. Okay, we took your sheep, we'll give it right back. But there's such a large world view when you're in charge of so many people, and there's so many things. Like world leaders, we couldn't even fathom the breadth and scope of power and how. And I love what he said: when the king says a thing, everybody knows. And I thought that was a great lesson for everybody to take with them. It's so true. When you have what would be considered a smaller voice or a less impactful voice, you can say the wildest shit because how far will it really reach?
Right.
But when you are well known, have a platform, or in control of something really important, or have power, the slightest whisper will echo through people's halls that you'll never even know. And that's why I love that every tiny misstep is amplified.
They do that over and over again.
Oh, it's a ripple effect.
Right. And that's why leading up to them taking the life of this boy, this is such a bad thing. Because here's the thing. I don't care what it is. Even though she lost her son, it was still kind of wartime. He's riding a dragon. The other boy was riding a dragon. Shit happened. This is war. This is what war is. Taking a baby's head in the dead of night as an assassin. Like, even in war, there's called the rules of engagement. That's why there's things called war crimes, like shit you're not supposed to do.
Right.
That's one of the reasons why people are so incensed at Israel over Palestine, because they're not following standard war rule. Like, don't bomb hospitals. That is a universal rule across everybody, that no matter how bad this shit is, we just not going to drop no bombs on hospitals. Taking heads of babies.
That might be on their list.
That might be. I'm just saying. I would like to add that to the list if it's not on it.
It's not on Israel's list. We know that much.
Wow.
Yeah.
And she's not wrong.
Hey, you right? Yeah.
Free Palestine.
Yeah.
So to that point, knowing that they took that child's life, does that justify whatever's going to happen next?
I'm Team Rhaenyra's.
Right.
So
I think it's a big mess, because that wasn't even Rhaenyra's intent. When she came back sad and she said, "I want Aemon Targaryen."
Yeah, she specifically asked for Aemon.
Yeah.
Damon said any son will do. What you talking about?
If I was Helene, I would have been like, "Hold up, I know why you're here, and I can help you."
Right.
I would have gave my brother the fuck up.
Right. I'd be like, Aemon is down the hall. So
come with me. Come with me. I'll take you to him.
Yeah.
Right.
To me,
Aemon can hold his own. The fuck.
So I was about to say that. Did the mother's reaction? Because to me, did she allow him to die because she felt like she was saving him?
Mm-hmm.
So I knew that what was going to happen before it happened.
You read the books or something?
I didn't read the books, but I do my research.
Yeah.
Okay.
My thing is watching it. It was like you gave no kind of fight at all. You quickly pointed the child out.
Oh, I'm sorry, Gina. Wait, real quick. By the way, spoiler alert.
Now we're almost an hour into it.
Allegedly.
My bad.
It was just that she gave no fight at all. That was hard to watch.
Yeah, I was like, you don't scream, you don't like
You don't fight? No, nothing.
yeah, like
You don't try to bargain.
I think
She did. She tried to give her the necklace.
yeah, she did.
you did.
This is
Okay,
like,
yeah.
And my man said, he said, I'm gonna take this anyway.
I'll take it anyway. Yeah.
But I think they are painting a picture. You're painting a picture of someone who we've seen her for a whole season, right? A TV and this episode. We know her reactions aren't the same as what maybe a normal person's would be.
yeah.
She doesn't function that way. That's why when she ran down with the baby she saved and walked in on Allison sword riding, she didn't holler, "Hey, they're upstairs killing." She sat down in a corner. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
She processed it
And calmly said they killed the boy.
Yeah. That's
not what happens. That's not what happens in the books. In the books, they make her choose. They try and make her choose which one of the kids to kill. And
well,
she's
she did
like,
choose. They said which one, and she pointed to one.
no, they asked her which one
discuss
is the
whether
son. They said which one is the son. And in the book, they go, one of your children is going to die. Pick which one. She points out the girl, and they kill the boy.
Oh wow!
Right.
Okay.
But tough. I don't remember. Did she do that intentionally, knowing they would choose the opposite one? I forget.
No, she was like in shock. She was like, "Oh my!" She was like begging for their lives though. She was like, "You don't have to do this. I'll pay."
It was a little bit. It was more of an effort to.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
it's more like she like pleaded, she bargained, and they were like, "We'll kill you and these kids if you don't make a choice." It was something like that.
I'll say this: it was a very unsettling scene. But then again, murdering children should be.
Yeah, you should never be used to children being beheaded.
And to me, it was the squelch.
Oh,
It was the audible noise.
Shout out to the sound mixer over there.
Yo.
At HBO.
Yo, I would literally give him a raise and then fire him because that was too good. How'd you know that sound?
For me, it was his little eyes opening when he put the hand over.
Yeah.
I didn't.
I thought he would stay asleep and they would just like slit his throat and he would die in his sleep. It was the fact that he woke and he had to be conscious when that happened.
And to me, are they taking his head? They took his head, right?
Yes, they needed a head.
Mm-hmm. That's what all noise was.
Yeah, because I felt like they was cutting off. Woo. So yes, Helena is supposed to have a gift similar to Bran. And remember, Bran was a seer as well. So she's never really in the human world. She reacts very slowly, but actually ratting out the baby was unhinged wild.
Yeah.
I
was just saying in the book it's not like that. Like she's a bit more with it in the book. Like she actually pleads like, hey, don't do this. They threaten to kill both babies if she doesn't make a choice. She just points to one and they kill the other. So like it's a little bit different. I agree with Gina. They kind of play her like on the spectrum, a little, like kind of like aloof, like she's like not quite all there all the time.
Mm-hmm. So we have 8 episodes this season. This one the premiere obviously kicked off like a champ. Right now, I feel like it's really hard to adapt so many storylines into such a short season, but of course, Game of Thrones finds a way to get it done. I'm excited to see how these storylines will play out by the end, even though we almost basically know how this thing concludes.
Yeah, the funeral next episode is going to be wild.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Right.
See, I didn't read none of the books. Hell, it's a lot.
So I know the vague outline of the story, and I do know definitively how it ends. Unfortunately, Gina told me not to look it up. I tried to look something up and
anyway. Yeah, because Rhaenyra loses.
Nobody wins.
Nobody really wins.
We know that the Targaryens
nobody wins when the family feuds.
Yeah, technically nobody wins. So
we're just watching their downfall. We know they're gonna fall. We just want to see how.
This is literally the beginning of the downfall of House Targaryen. This is what kicks it off.
This is how it starts.
And I think Cole said it when he in like the full season quick recap. He said, "We've given this war to the dragons." So
he was a piece of shit, by the way.
Also,
touch on it.
Absolutely.
You was in love with Rhaenyra, and then you just went from eating her box to eating Allison's box.
First of all, both them niggas still love Rhaenyra, because don't get it fucking twisted. Her and Allison definitely had like that intimate, like platonic intimacy, in my opinion, and like, they never got over the destruction of that friendship by Alicent marrying her fucking dad. Sir Christian Cole never got over his literal boo-loving fucking summer romance he had with Rhaenyra. He was those bastards should be my bastards. Like, bullshit.
He just mad because she was like, wait, you want me to run away with you? Bitch, I'm about to be queen. Boy.
It's a lot of men. And I always found that interesting, that the whole issue is because she's a woman on the throne.
Exactly.
Men do not know how to handle a woman in power. Even the Queen Hightower. I keep saying that because I forget her first name. Alicent. when she goes to talk to Otto, she said, "I asked for an audience hours ago," and he just kind of meh. And then she still has to say to him, "Hey, yo, you keep cutting my legs out at this table full of men." And I've heard women say that, like, it's crazy how they put it in medieval times. She's just as important because honestly, without her, Otto, you don't have the power that you have. In any way, and the fact that she still followed the protocol, she's literally still following protocol that you're putting in place, and you have no. My niece says
he compliments her in a way that's like not condescending. He was like, "Then our aims are the same," and he goes, "That's a wise strategy." When she's like, "These are the things that I'm trying to do and trying to like make happen," and he's like, "No, that's smart."
I just don't like Otto. Otto is that parent. You know what? Otto reminds me of like Britney Spears' dad, or them pageant people who ain't never got what they wanted. Like they didn't do the thing, so they put their child in to do the thing, and they feed off of the fact that the fame, the money, and the whatnot, the power that comes with being attached to this family. Now that's what I love.
He literally pimped his daughter out.
Yeah, basically.
I disagree only in that people like Otto understand that the real power of the throne isn't sitting in the chair.
Well, yeah, that's very much like
Lord Lannister felt that way too. That mother, I'm sorry, still to this day, the baddest motherfucker ever on Game of Thrones was the Hand to the King, like the Tywin Lannister.
Yeah.
Said it right? Tywin?
It was
Tywin. Yeah, Tywin still is. Tywin walked in to the throne room on a horse after it took a shit.
Yeah.
As the Hand.
Right. Listen.
Not the king.
Tyrion, as the Hand, smacked the shit out of his nephew and said, "And I'll do it again."
Yeah.
The fuck? So, like, people like Otto know that, like, the real power isn't necessarily sitting in the chair, but he also knows that if he don't position himself properly, then he's not going to be able to stay in that position of power. And he's trying to further his legacy. Because y'all gotta forget, y'all have to remember, not y'all, but other people. Otto has other sons that we still, like, Otto has sons. Oh,
yeah, right. He was out here fucking.
Yeah. So these are his grandchildren that he's trying to set up so that he can still bring his sons in, so that the Hightowers are one of the rich like King's Landing families. So they're trying to get it all in and position themselves to be like better, richer than the Lannisters and stuff like that.
I get that. Faith, you didn't have to bring up that he killed him on a shitter. Let me tell you something. That when I say, I hate to say this, I am House Lannister. That is my I fucks with that energy all the way up and down, power through strength. We keep the family close. And Tywin, I like G shit like that. Everybody shut the fuck up.
But you see how they ended up?
Also terrible.
Yeah. Well, look how all of them look. Okay, so
touche.
Hold on. What would you like me to be? Ned? Have my son murdered at his wedding? My daughter raped and like nothing good happened to the Starks. Oh, I'm sorry. Would you like the filleted man to come in and skin me alive with the rest of them niggas? Which family should we? Even the Arabic bull got his hand crushed in the Battle of Death.
That was his own fault. That was his own fault.
What I'm saying, pick dead ass. Pick one family. Pick just one family in Game of Thrones where you're like, it really worked out for them because of family.
I mean, I'd be dead right along with the other Targaryens if I had to choose. I mean,
technically, it does work out for the Valerians. They're around by the Game of Thrones time, but
no, they get smoked.
They get smoked.
No, their house exists. Like they suffer great losses, but they do go on.
Oh my God! If just being look, we burn the house down, but goddamn, no steps. The steps are still here. All right. I mean, I get it. Shit.
I mean, that's a good question. If you had to choose a house,
they all bad.
You know what? That's how we'll wrap it
I'm
up.
going to the wall.
Oh, you mean where the White Walkers is? No
Listen.
pussy and it's freezing.
Bye. You know one thing. Addison finna get some of that wobbling pussy. He said,
You
know
know
what?
nothing.
I take that back.
I see
I want to
that.
be out there with the wildlings. They had a nice little setup.
Torment.
little
Some of them-
hot springs and shit that they could duck off to.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You ain't dealing with no kings and whatnot. Okay. Before we get out of here, if you had to pick a family, if you had to pick a house to belong to, who would you go? Who would you go? Which house would you belong to? And what job in Game of Thrones would you take?
Jesus.
As a woman, none of them.
As a woman,
You could run the brothel, Tef.
wow. Not back then.
Yeah, no, I
No,
mean,
yeah, you
No,
could.
running the
Yeah,
brothel
you
might
could
be
back
dope.
yeah, that's I'm not
Running
trying
the
to.
brothel would be
I
dope.
see you bossing it up.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You know how to deal with niggas like Littlefinger.
Mm-hmm. And you'll be powerful because anywhere powerful men come to for their leisure.
Yeah, I would listen like the White Worm, except
Mm-hmm. That's all right. But what house would you be in?
Oh no, I'm going to the South where them niggas don't get married. They all got paramours and shit, and they just be chilling in the fucking sun.
I'm with that. Gina.
Child. I'm so drawn to them goddamn dragons. I can't.
Yeah,
you're gonna be.
So basically you gotta have to marry your cousin and or brother. You're gonna incest is how you keep that white hair.
Back then, it was.
Sure,
normal.
I'm sure.
So I had to have the biggest.
They did marry other people.
No, so you're willfully choosing incest. Go ahead, continue.
Oh my.
I gotta have a dragon, and I need to burn some shit the fuck down. I need to be Rhaenys. Like, I need to be Rhaenys.
I'll marry into the dragons. It's fine.
Yeah, like Allison did. But she don't need to get a dragon.
Allison don't get a dragon.
Yeah.
No, I need to be.
But all of her children have one. Like Helena has one. Aegon and Aemon have one.
I don't want my children to have it. I gotta have one.
When are we gonna see the other baby?
All right, Addison.
I feel like I'd be the Lannister. I'd be a Lannister because like they went the longest in Game of Thrones with like working toilets. Am I right? Like all the way up until she burnt the Red Keep, they had working toilets.
Yeah.
Find a way to eat good food and take peaceful poops.
Peaceful poops go a long way.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, I'm fucking my brother for a dragon.
Yeah.
you gotta do.
Sounds like a typical Tuesday in Game of Thrones.
I'm in a brothel in the South. It's cool.
I'm just saying. For me, I absolutely am a Lannister. I hate it. Sounds cliche, but I'm the king. There's really nothing else to be said to it. I have
don't become kings ever. They're usually like the hand to the king.
I get it, but that's why I'm a maneuver. You think I'm gonna stay? I'm gonna be a Lannister and not sit the throne? Get the fuck out of here.
You gonna sit in the throne and the king get up?
But what my problem is, I just won't last long. There's no way in the world that I'm gonna last long in Game of Thrones.
Oh no, you did.
Because you can't give.
Baratheon wouldn't be too bad to be from.
No, and the Baratheons actually, you don't hear too much drama from out of their side, but we all know how he ended up. He died in that hunting joint, right?
Yeah, and then Stannis became a religious fanatic.
Yeah.
Burnt his own daughter to stake.
Yeah,
everybody turned on him, rightfully so.
Yeah.
Oh, he listening to witches and shit.
Wild.
Yeah. Well, all right. This ends our live react of our first episode of Targussy pre-show. This is not the Targussy show. Targussy Tuesdays will be back regularly, but this is our first reacts to Game of Thrones coming back on. It's here, y'all. It is officially here. Me and Teffy Wonder are so hyped. You're going to be seeing Siren by Night and Lord Commander Joe throughout the Targussy Tuesday season, but also hopefully they'll be able to pull up for every one of these episodes live react so that we could just jazz out on the fuck shit that happens here on Game of Thrones. If anybody else out there wants to join us to talk about it on these Sundays, just reach out to either me or Teffy. And we love it because there's so much in the book. They have animated episodes on YouTube that you can watch. And I'm talking about not nothing that'll mess up what you're currently watching, like the entire history. The history of Bran is on there, the history of the Wall. There's a lot of lore. So I'm not sure how many seasons.
George R. R. Martin wrote everything but the end of the story.
Yep. I think, did they say that they were going to do 3 seasons?
I think they really only have enough story for 3 seasons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'd be surprised if they went past that.
And is Jon Snow getting his spinoff show? Is that still happening?
I think I canceled.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the actor went to do something else.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also,
I get-
it was taking entirely too long to write the story.
Yeah, like Blade.
We're never getting Blade. All right. Carolyn said, I thought this was Targussy talk. Nope. This is a foreplay before we get to the Targussy.
Yeah.
So we out here.
Please tune in to Targussy. I went and I grabbed all these tweets and shit. I'm gonna be memeing it up. Make sure.
Oh yeah, we're doing the twit, but this is just hopping on and talking. But the show, we're gonna have clips, scenes, we'll have enough 48 hours to really get into some of the extra Easter eggs, and we can let other people do the work, and then we watch their work and then just regurgitate what they said to help you. Kurt, you're safer being a Stark. I can't be a Stark. Number one, I'm not going to that fucking wall. I don't like the cold. There's no way in the world I'm that good of a person. I'm just not.
I would say though, like the Starks would suit you. They were the last house when Aegon the Conqueror came to bend the knee, because the North was its own fucking kingdom and is still largely like independently run from the rest of the 7 kingdoms.
Oh, so basically, I don't have to go to King's Landing or Dragon's Keep and deal with their shit if I'm up at the North.
I mean, you still gotta act.
But I gotta deal with White Walkers. I'm the first motherfucker in line. Nah, I'm good.
No,
They over there with the.
So,
They coming for you first.
There's not a throne. He's not going anywhere that there is no throne.
Nah, he's not going because it's too cold. Absolutely not.
Yeah, no, you lost me at Ice Wall. No.
It get warmish though.
No, it don't. It never gets.
Yes,
How
it
you
does.
Teffy,
Go back and watch the first couple of seasons of
I
Game
get
of
it.
Thrones. It's springtime.
Teffy,
There's
Teffy, you
greenery.
don't maintain a 700-foot wall of ice if
The
it gets
wall's
warm.
not at Winterfell. Like the wall is like miles away.
Listen, that's too close. I can feel the breeze. I can feel the cool air off the wall.
I mean, it's called Winterfell. Yeah,
Not Winterfell for a little bit. Not winter came around for a while. No, just Winterfell, and that was it. It just never got back up again.
Period.
Plus, all the Starks had to go kill their own food.
Yeah. See, I like shit.
Send somebody to do it.
I like shits like Kings are landing. Yes, I am. And please usher me to my hotel and the brothels.
You're a VIP here at the brothel, Mr. Brown.
VIP? Shit, I own this motherfucker. Let's go.
Not if I'm running it, bitch.
That's the fucked up part. I would go to Teffy's brothel like, I'm back. She's like, I don't care. You still gotta pay, nigga.
But he had a membership card with all the holes punched out.
Right. I'm like, nah, I got my free one.
Addison be like, I'm only here to protect the king. As he starts taking armor off in his
Right.
Listen, as he like and stamped this card for me. Watch
Pinch Addison's butt as we go by. Like, go ahead on, nigga.
2 away. Give me a stamp.
And then as soon as we walk by, Teffy go hands Gina a list of where we are, what we doing, and who we fucking. And she already done sold it down to the enemies.
Now I'll be about my coin.
Yeah.
Definitely. I'm going to be a
And
spy.
if you don't want bitches to know, you finna pay.
What you say? They be bundled up with heavy animal cloaks and leather. I'm not partial to leather, but I do like cloaks. I ain't going front. I like that type of shit. I would love a black version of Game of Thrones,
Oh Lord,
like a parody. I think that would be hilarious.
It would be funny. It would definitely be funny. You could do little TikTok skits.
Not Teffy, fetch me your tightest squad. I heard there was a new batch that came in from the South. I love those Southies.
An exotic.
No, you know what it was? I heard you have a giant.
No.
Or a midget.
Just as long as it's something different. I'll be in the bedroom. Boom, boom, boom. Y'all are problematic. Y'all are terrible people. As always, thank you to Siren by Night and Lord Commander Joe hopping on. We know it's late. Teffy Wonder and I will be back at it again on Tuesday. Look, we are trying to do our best to do this every Sunday. We may take one or two off, but I could promise you, premiere, mid-season finale, and finale, it's up. It is up, and we're going to have a good time. Thank y'all for tuning in to Targussy pre-show live react. If you get an opportunity, check us out this Tuesday, 9 to 9:30-ish. As always, we never quite sure of when we'll get around to it, but we'll get around to it. And stick around. The incest is aplenty. And now now we got infanticide. Isn't that what it's called? Infanticide?
Infanticide.
What did it say it again?
Infanticide.
Infanticide.
Technically
It's
not.
baby murder.
It sounds like a Spanish soda.
Yeah. Technically, it's not
Oh my
infanticide.
God.
So that y'all was playing.
You are the most Archie Bunkerish nigga.
So I'm George Jefferson. This is what you're trying to say.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah, all right. Either way, come back Tuesday while I say more fucked up shit, but not as fucked up as incest. I can tell you that. And good night.